let me ask something. When did it become a controversial opinion that people can like what they like as long as it's not harming a vast majority? I'm not saying like people can be like Nazis or whatever. I'm saying that people can skip JoJo parts if they want. Whoa, wild concept. People liking things how they want to like them. You know, it makes me a bit mad. My usual calm demeanor and my usual rational approach might come off on this video, and I'm sorry about that. If you don't like that kind of style, I'd click off the video now. And if you do want to hear my response to a multitude of JoJo YouTubers and JoJo fans, then I would continue watching this video. Now, Mother's Basement made a video about why you should maybe skip JoJo parts, and the community reacted pretty poorly to it. Honestly, it's embarrassing, honestly, because all he said was, hey, let's let people enjoy what they want to enjoy. If they want to start watching the series from part 4, let them. He did have a few jokes that, you know, weren't that good, like when he said, this is my opinion, but my opinion is also fact.
In my opinion, which is also a fact,
that was a joke. Guys, like, I hope he doesn't actually think his opinion is fact, because, I mean, it's not, it's opinions, but I don't know. Calling people fake fans also, that's not cool. I don't think anyone is really a fake fan. You like something, I could watch part 3 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I could still be as much of a fan as a guy who has read up to the current date in JoJolion and is caught up on all the lore, knows all the stands by heart. Now, I am that one of those guys who knows all the stands by heart and is caught up and all that, but I don't like to treat other people who haven't, you know, necessarily read or watched or haven't had the interest in that stuff. I don't treat them differently than I do other people, you know. I just try not to spoil the stuff I know they haven't read. For example, my stepbrother has watched up to part 4. I'm around the middle of part 4, and I still like to discuss part 1, 2, and 3 with him. It doesn't matter if he hasn't seen part 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That doesn't affect part 1s through 3, which he's watched and he's got. I don't see why you can't just discuss something with someone even if they haven't caught up on it and maybe fully quote unquote understand it. That is stupid. That is unrational, and you're just being a dick at that point. A dickhole. Like, fuck you. You are being a dick. In my opinion, fuck you. There we go. That's my response to anyone who says, nope, you cannot part skip. If you part skip, then I am not treating you equally. As, like, serious. I don't care if it's a joke. It's fine. That's fine. It's a joke. Haha. Part skipping bad. That's fine. I'm not saying that's bad. And I'm not saying that people who, like me, I do not support part skipping necessarily. I don't go around saying, oh yeah, just jump in wherever. I say, you should really, you know, watch all of it, part 1, part 2, you know, and then get into the quote-unquote good stuff, even though I think it's all good. I like part 2 way better than I liked part 3. I liked part 4 way better than I liked part 1 and 3. Like, it's a mixed bag for me. JoJo's is a mixed bag, and it doesn't make sense to me that people, like, I've gotten legitimate fans and people I hang out with tell me that they treat people who part skip differently. It's not right. Like, to exclude a whole, because don't get this wrong, part 1 is boring. I've tried to rewatch it. Trust me, I have never gotten past the first episode. It is boring. Anyone who makes it through it, who knows that it gets good later on, is good. When I first watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I knew about one thing. Kono Dioda, gay vampire, fights people with punching ghosts. That's it. And I went in there and I was like, oh, this is fine. And then I got to part, 3. I got to part 4. I read to part 8, and I look back at part 1 and go, this is almost unwatchable compared to the show like the show and manga I know today. I don't think I could go back and watch part, 1, maybe even 2, as much as I love part 2. I'm not in the same mindset to enjoy them as I was when I was first getting into it. And if anyone comes to me and says, I tried to watch part 1, just couldn't do it, but I watched part 3, and honestly, I did watch it, and it was pretty good, and I went on to part 4. I won't just go, no, don't talk to me. You're a part skipper. We don't accept your kind. I'll go, oh, really? What was your favorite fight in part 3? Yo, I like that fight too. Or, I didn't like that fight. Why'd you like it? What? Oh, yeah. Well, obviously, yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. That's your opinion. That's your right to have an opinion. It's whatever. I can't really change it, even though I personally disagree. The Alessi fight was kind of trash, but whatever. You can like whatever you like. Oh, you like the fan service? Cool. I'm not going to be like, you don't know Joseph? He does know Joseph. He knows old Joseph. Joseph is kind of a different character between parts 1 and 3, or part 2 and 3, it's fine if he doesn't know what part 2 Joseph was up to. I barely know what part 2 Joseph was up to. I haven't watched part 2 in so long. It's insane. It's insane to me. I don't get it. I don't get it. In conclusion, TLDR, don't force people to part skip. Just suggest it. Just be like, honestly, you should just watch all of it, but do what you want, because your situation is not necessarily their situation. They don't have the same, sort of literacy and how they read into it as you maybe, and they don't get the genius setup of Dio and Jonathan and the legacy and all that. They just like the punching ghosts. They just like stands. It's cool fights, cool power system. That's fine. Let them do it. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. Make sure if you disagreed with me to leave a dislike, because I want to see, I want to see how many people would disagree with me on this. And make sure if you liked my opinion to leave a like, or if you just felt it was neutral, leave a like and subscribe to the channel maybe, even if you like, if you like the content, then subscribe, because I'll make more of it. And yeah, opinions are opinions, guys. Everyone has them. Don't shame anyone for having them, unless they're like a Nazi or something. In that case, yeah, we should probably try and stop that. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video.